Programming and all my friends, good morning. And I'm from group 10 and I want to explain about teaching writing. Okay, before that, I want to introduce my group members. The first one, there is Siluh, Putu, Sisylia, Paramitha will doing the simulation and me, Putu, Gede, Arimbawa will doing the presentation. Okay, now I want to explain about teaching writing. Writing is the activity of expressing ideas, opinions, experiences, and imagination in the various forms such as personal writing, transactional writings, or creative writings that express by written text using symbols of language as alphabet. And as a teacher, when we teach writing to students, there are many aspects that we must consider them, such as linguistic knowledge, knowledge about structure, genre, and main topics, and sociolinguistic knowledge. Okay, next is the principle for the success of teaching writing. There are several the principle. The first one is student write a whole text, which means the writing test is related for achieving the main purpose. It makes student write a whole text. The second one is practice writing in many form. Many form in here like topics, media, and many more, so that they can improve various kind of writing skill. And the third one is the writing test must be organized correctly. So the student can do writing process gradually and systematically from preparation, organization, arrange, and revision. And the next one is materials are authentic and effective, which means teacher must train student write the text by looking at the home the text to be sure. Okay, next is correction by peer tutoring. The correction doesn't focus anymore from only teacher view, but all students are required to give the correction by peer tutoring. And the next one is students are given time in the class, which means for the writing section. Because of that, teacher need to choose and design the writing task that fits the learning time in the school. And the last one is collaborative learning. By doing writing tests in collaborative, it can help students to discuss about their text and ideas on the process. Okay, next is types of teaching writing skill. There are many types of teaching writing skill. The first one is imitative. Imitative is the skill only needs students to listen and write what the speaker said, which means it can be from teachers oral thoughts or quoting from book. And the second one is intensive. The writing skill requires to focus on grammatical concept, writing paragraphs, and many more. And the third one is self-writing. The skill to write student on writing and for their own purposes, like making diary, journal, tell story about how they spend their holidays, like that. And the next one is display writing. This skill is related to the school curriculum, such as answering essay or fill in the blank and observation text. This skill is common in all subject in the school, so that is always requirement in the school for the school. And the last one is free writing. Similar with display writing, free writing also linked with curriculum because but is more authentic, such as making application letter, making postcard, requires their student to make it for passing the competencies. Okay, next I want to explain about scientific or basis of teaching writing. According to Brown, 2001, page 348 in teaching writing, teacher must also pay attention that the writing process generally follows three main steps, namely, the first one is pre-writing. The teacher task is to direct and encourage students to issue ideas through brainstorming concept, for example, in the form of certain question related to the topic, after which they are trained to the group, related ideas. This typically involves planning what we are going to write. And the second one is drafting. Uh, uh, Drafting in here is the core activity is to make a draft of writing and revise teachers so give enough time to students in the classroom to practice writing, not just give homework. And the last one is revision. Revision activities can be carried out using peer correction or teacher correction. In here, reviewing and editing what we have written and then producing a final version. Okay, next, that strategy in teaching writing. There are several the strategy in teaching writing. The first one is mind maps. Mind maps in here is characterized by cooperative learning students writing project on the whiteboard or large paper, usage of graphic and topic branches. The procedure of mind maps. The first one is student write the main idea as the topic, then divide it into subtopic. Look at the words found after the brainstorming for the subtopic. And the second one is student give tasks to each member who will write the subtopic and teacher monitor them. And the advantage is can activate their brains to think critically and imaginative to improve the ideas from the general to the specific one. And the disadvantage is it is difficult to expand the mind maps when students lack of prior knowledge to the topic. Okay, the next one is transition, action, and details or TAD. The third strategy is characterized of using charts that consist of transition, action, and details about the story. Then this can be done individually or in the group. And the procedure is students will think about one idea that will be formed as a sentence. Then they write all action systematically in the action column. And the second one is in the detail column. So then write all supporting ideas that can improve ideas, validity, and insert all simple phrases in the transition column that introduce every action. And the advantage is help them to find ideas and improve them from the main topics and supported by other supporting ideas. And the disadvantage is in the discussion, maybe some of students are not interested to critique other student work because so that the learning process is not effective. The next one is place. Place in here, the strategy is characterized by its alphabet that represented P for pick your topics, L for list your ideas about the topics, E for evaluate your list, A for activate the paragraph with topic sentences, and S for supply supporting sentences, and E for N with a concluding sentence and evaluate word. And the procedure of list is the first one is require students to choose their own main topic and make ideas list about a specific topic related to main topic. And the second one is evaluate their ideas list uh, if it is arranged logically or not, and then make them to make paragraphs about the main topic. And the advantage is student gets freedom to choose idea and organizing those ideas in the correct order. And the disadvantage is the evaluation section is the difficult activity because they need to arrange ideas from the general to specific. Okay, next is power. The power strategy is characterized by its alphabet that represent of rewrite, organize, uh, write, edit, and revise activities. And the procedure is teachers show the picture about the topic, then divide the class into a group that consists of 6 members. And the second one is teacher give them example of text and clarify the text, then motivate them in the collaborative discussion to get idea for the test. And the advantage is help them to encourage independent in organizing their writings, editing and request set by themselves. And the disadvantage is teacher must spend more time to monitor students in preparing and editing their writing. Okay, next is guided writing through symbol. The strategy is characterized by usage of symbol as the guided writing, and it will be more challenging because they must interpret some symbol to make the paragraph. And the procedure is teachers share blank paper, then give a student to ask about the symbol given to them. And the second one is request them to make a paragraph based from the symbol, and teacher monitor their progress. The advantage is minimalized errors made by student in writing because student can do cooperative learning with their friends. And the disadvantage is lack of vocabularies and grammatical rules are still the uphill battle in the expanding their writing. And the last one from the strategies is descriptive movie. The strategy is characterized by using of film that consists of visual and audio by the technology. Because the film itself should be integrated to the topic which will be taught in the class. And the procedure is teacher prepares movie and the media related to the topic. And the second one is student watch film for its segments and write the main parts of every action by using generic structure that they had learned before. And the advantage is easier in learning process because of course there is visualization to ask them to express their ideas. And the disadvantage is not all students enjoy or understand if it is delivered by film. Okay, maybe that's all about my explanation. And for the uh, simulation we'll doing with by Sisylia. For Sisylia, time is yours. Thank you.
Hello, all of my students. Good afternoon, and how are you today?
Good afternoon, Miss.
Good afternoon, Miss. I'm
How about
great.
you?
How about you?
Okay, I'm pretty well, guys. Thank you for asking me back. So, before we start, as usual, let us pray together to make our lesson today run smoothly and give a lot of benefit for us. Okay, pray start, pray finish. Okay, guys, thank you. And who is absent today?
No one, Miss.
No one. Great. All of you already joined my class. Okay, because you all is ready, let's start this lesson today. So as you can see in the first slide, the topic today's meeting is narration text. So you can imagine we will focus on writing lesson today, okay? So I want to ask a question for you. Who is interested to writing here?
Me, Miss.
Okay, Diana, go on.
So I like writing, especially in poems, poetry, and then article maybe.
Okay, the kinds of interest is poetry, poems, and story like that. And how about another students who wanna say something?
Me, Miss.
Okay, Komala, go on.
Okay, I usually write essay, a short story, and the other, Miss.
Okay, you interest with short story, essay, and the others. Great, I love you like to writing. Okay, because you likes to writing, do you have an idea about narration text?
Not yet, Miss.
Not yet. Okay. If you don't have an idea about narration text, it's okay. No problem because here I will give you a video about how to narrate your life story. Okay. But before that, you can take a note for some important information, and I want you to focus on watching and listen the video because after you watch the video, I hope you can tell something about narration. Okay, just a moment. I will share the video to you.
At moments of sorrow and exhaustion, it's only too easy to look back and be meaningless. We take stock of just how much has gone wrong, how many errors there have been, how many unfulfilled plans and frustrated dreams we've had. We may feel like the distraught, damned Macbeth, who, on learning of his wife's death, exclaims at a pitch of agony that man is a cursed creature, who struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. Life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. No life can avoid an intermittently high degree of sound and fury. The question is whether it must also ultimately. This will depend on who is telling it, in the hands of Shakespeare's bracingly termed.
Okay, guys, that's the video. So, who want to say something about the narration text?
Me, Miss.
Okay, go on.
So narration text is a story of our important experience, Miss.
Yes, the story of our important experience. That's right. But who else who want to say something?
Me, Miss.
Okay, Komala, go on.
Okay, based on the video, I think narration text is an interest story of our life in the past. Thank you, Miss.
Read. Narration is writing that tell the story of an event or an experience commonly in the past. So, if you already know about what is the meaning of narration text, we go to the next slide. All right. So here is your turn to tell me your own interesting or important events in your life. Okay, who want to say something about this?
Me, Miss.
Okay, go on.
Okay, the interesting or important events in my life is a fight I had with my sister.
Okay, a fight with your sister. So what that's events makes interesting to you or important to you?
Because after a horrible fight with my sister, I learned the value of staying calm.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's the great story. How about the other?
Me, Miss.
Okay, go on.
So the interesting or important event in my life is my best writing assignment that I hate.
So what's the reason?
So because last year, writing assignment that I hate produced the best writing I have done. Thank you.
Wow, great story. Okay, if you already have a topic, now we will break it down your story in TAD, okay? Great. Now, this is the template of TAD. But before we start to fill this table, let me to explain about what is meant by TAD. So as you can see in the first table, we have transition, action, and details. This is abbreviation from TAD. Okay. So in the transition, you will introduce the action. So it reveals something of importance to you or your mind point. You can put it down in transition. And how about action? Action, you will describe what happened, or it includes all of the major events of the story or primary supports. And in details, you must be answer audience question by brings the story to life with details about the major events or secondary support. Okay, you must be sure it present the events in a clear order, usually according to when they happen. All right. And then I already sent this template to you in WhatsApp group. You can use that now, okay? Are you understand, my students?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
If you understand, now are you ready for the first steps, transition?
Yes, Miss.
Okay.
Yes, Miss, I'm ready.
Okay, and now write it down your mind topic there in transition. Are you finished to write it down your mind topic there? Are you have finished, my dear?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, great. If you finish, let's move to action. So I give you 6 minutes to finish your action, okay? Go on. But remember, in action includes all of the major events of the story, or you put it down your primary support to your mind topic. Okay, great. Time's up. Are you already finished?
Yes, Miss.
Great, good job. And now, if you finish the action, we move on to the details. So in the details, I give you 10 minutes to write it down and use your times grid with check and recheck your work, okay? Go on. And remember, in details, it brings the story to life with details about the major events or secondary support, okay? Be sure the events in clear order, usually according to when they happened. And you must be sure commonly narration text used past tense. All right. Now, are you already finished?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Great. Great. Okay, if you already finished, and then you can see in the bottom of the TAD table, there I have provided you a draft columns to you start write your draft there, okay? Are you understand?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
I give you time 15 minutes to write, okay? After that, you must be check and recheck your work, and then we will discuss your work here, okay? Go on. Time's up, guys. Are you already finished?
Wait a moment, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, okay. It's okay. You can check and recheck. If you already finished, you can check and recheck, and we will wait for our another students to finish it. And now, are you already finished?
Yes, Miss, I'm finished.
Great. Okay. Because all of you already finished your work, I invite the action number 1 to share your work. You can share your work in WhatsApp group, and I will share the screen. Okay, are you understand?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Okay, you already shared to me, and I will share it now. Okay, this is your word, Komala word. Read. Okay, and then can you read it to me, to your all of your students or all of your friends, or make it clear?
All right, Miss. Thank you for the times that's given to me. So, allow me to read my work. So the first one is in the transition. There are two transition. The first one is a fight I had with my sister, and after a horrible fight with my sister, I learned the value of staying calm. And we go to the action. There is a three action in my TAD. So the first one is we disagree about who was good to have the family party. The details of this action is even though we both work, she said she was too busy and that I would have to do it. And the second one is she made me so mad and start yelling at her. So the details of this action is I brought up times in the past when she had tried to pass responsibilities off on me, and I told her I was sick of being the one who did everything. And the last one is I hang up on her, and the details of this action is I feel bad and I know I will have to call her sooner or later because she is my sister. I do love her even though she's a pain sometimes. So allow me to read my draft also. So after a horrible fight with my sister, I learned the value of staying calm. The fight started over who was good to have the family party. Meanwhile, she said that she was too busy even though we both work. Eventually, I got mad and started yelling at her. I brought up times in the past when she had tried to pass responsibilities on me, and I told her I was sick of being the one who did everything. Then I hang up on her and we are not talking. I feel bad because she's my sister and I do love her. Then I know that I will have to call her sooner or later because she is my sister, even though she is a pain sometimes. Thank you, Miss. That's all from me.
Great. I love your work. But before we discuss it or revise it, who want to give a comment, the other students, about your friend's work or Komala works?
May I, Miss?
Okay, go on, Diana.
Okay, allow me to give a little comment to the Komala's work. So I will comment in the transition and in the action column. So in transition, Komala used after a horrible fight with my sister, I learned the value of staying calm. So the word learn, that is incorrect. The correct one is learned with ed in the end of the word because it is past even. So it used the past tense or verb to. And then in the action, Komala wrote that we disagreed about who was go to have the family party. So the word go is incorrect, and then the correct one is going because it's past continuous. Thank you, Miss.
Yes, that's right. I agree with you. Because the story is used past or the events is in the past. So you must be check and recheck your work in the tenses, appropriate sentence, and etc. So and then we back to my PowerPoint. But before that, great job, Komala, and all of students here. Great job. And then Komala, you can revise your work, and after this class, you all have to upload your work on e-learning. Okay? You understand, Komala, and all of students here?
Yes, Miss, I understand. Thank you, Miss, and thank you, Diana, for your revision.
Okay, no problems, dear. Okay, and then now any question before we end this class today?
No, Miss.
No, Miss.
Okay, if it is clear for you, let's discuss another genre of the text next week. Thank you for your participation here and see you next week.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you,
See you.
Miss. Goodbye. See you next week.